All right, family, welcome to our first team trade review. I want to start doing this more often, guys, as a habit where we all get together, take time to review our trades, present our trades, ask each other questions, and really just learn and grow like we always do. So, two trades, guys, from last week. I'm going to be presenting are one, a Google trade, and two, a Nikola trade. Google the winner, Nikola the complete failure. We all have winners and losers, guys. There's no shame in it, so feel free to show both. I'm going to dig right in with my Google trade. So my Google trade, guys, was on Thursday. What I really liked about Google was it had based and based for the past 2 days, coming into that day with a nice 30-minute squeeze. Right. So we had a beautiful 30-minute squeeze here, guys. One thing I was keeping on my watch list was those 1,600 calls. A few little Google notes here. I guess so. Google 30-minute squeeze with the market in an hourly squeeze. That was one of my main focuses. We had, dropped early that week, started to bottom, and I was looking for tech to really start to catch up here. You look at ES, guys. Here's the squeeze I'm talking about. Boom, boom, boom. Where was it? Here it was. I guess we were coming into the day with a nice hourly squeeze right at liquidity, needed to break this 3424 for the move to really start. So I got in early with the intent of us pushing to this and hopefully through it. The goal was if the market can truly break 3424, this move would be a grand slam. Same time, guys, we're also right at liquidity. So as we know, we bottomed this week and ran all the way home and then started to squeeze here. So I was looking to play a nice catch-up trade, with Google pushing back to liquidity for the market. So not only was I riding a Google squeeze, I was riding this ES hourly squeeze, right, waiting for it to explode. So market started early, right off POC, started to rip here. Back to Google. Google, guys, looking nice and strong here. Pre-market had some key levels, 1560 as a trigger, 1574-ish, which stems back to these levels here as a nice little target, and then a nice zone above, essentially trying to get to 1600. So my trade, guys, go to a 1-minute chart here. Boom, boom, boom. So right at the morning, guys, a new thing I'm testing with squeezes is essentially getting in very early when the market looks nice and strong. So market opened, we popped around for a few minutes, and I got in Google, guys, at 9:32. I grabbed the 1,600 calls for about $2. Actually, exactly $2. Got a really nice fill there. Immediately, guys, we exploded right to our trigger level, 1560, and I was already up a buck at this point. Continued to hold the trade, continued to hold the trade. We really couldn't break. That's fine. At the same time this was happening, guys, the market was just still holding that 21 EMA, still waiting to break their key level. So I still had confidence, guys. I was already up a buck, right? They ripped from $2 to $3 here. And then we took a nice little trip. I added more right as we held 1-minute cloud. I added, guys, for about 2-2 on that 1-minute cloud bounce. I went in pretty heavy on Google. This was a setup I really liked. So you can see here, I sized up big as I liked the setup, and I was okay with the risk. When I see setups, guys, like this that are A++, that's where I personally like to size up and, put my risk on. I'm okay losing it all because at the end of the day, if I take enough of these, I will win. So the goal was, get in early, start to monitor it, and really make sure the market's going to break out and continue. The plan was if we did break, if the market broke its squeeze and that key level, this would be a grand slam. So positioned myself early, got a nice gain to work with, easy to hold, added more here, and then we finally started to explode that 1560. That 30-minute squeeze started to fire here. All right, team, got in early, started to push here. We got the normal fire on the normal TTM, was waiting for the pro to fire. We pretty much pushed right to my key level. At this point, guys, I was up about, 100% on the 1600s, and I was planning to hold them. However, the market, switch to a 5-minute here. The market, guys, could not break out. So Again, I was looking for a grand slam here. Where's my drawing set? But as you can see, guys, right? This is a Thursday morning. We just held there way too long. So literally for 9:45 to 10:20, we just could not break. So I had this in the back of my mind, team, to just be ready to cut Google. So again, back to this Google trade. All I did was simply get in early. When that squeeze fired, as Taylor teaches, the premium explodes before the move even happens. You're pretty much winning. So caught this full move, guys, and pretty much scaled out at these highs for about 4.3 a contract on my core. I have the premium up here as well, so you guys can see. Right it open, got in around $2. They immediately ripped it buck to $3. Added more guys around 2.2 on that dip, and they ended up running to about 4.3 at the highs, where I got filled for about 115% on the core. Reason I locked this up, guys, because the market could not break, and as we saw, the market finally rolled over. So this is why, guys, right? You want to take a great setup, you want to take a playbook setup, take your shot, and then manage as needed. So we rallied, very, very hard to that key level. Google exploded, and then the market was telling me we could easily roll over if we don't break. So from there, guys, I managed the trade, locked up everything as the market started to roll over for 100+%. So that was my Google trade, guys. Very happy with it. One of the first, not the first time, but one of the newer times I've gotten in early in a squeeze, literally right it open before it fires, caught that beautiful move here and locked pretty much right where I should. So again, that was my Google trade, guys. Just the notes. It was a 30-minute squeeze with the market in an hourly. I really like the 1600 calls. I have been watching them all week. They were getting good volume, and I also love the risk reward. If this move truly, truly worked, they would have went from 2 to 10 plus. So again, that's why I was willing to take that shot early, because the market looked strong. We had a squeeze. We also had most of tech squeezing. So I was ready. But again, took the shot, guys, got a beautiful piece, and then survived by simply just listening to the market and listening to key levels. So that was my Google trade, guys. Pretty straightforward. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, gonna move on to my trashy Nikola trade. So my Nikola trade, guys, came on a Tuesday. Very, very impulsive. As good as you are as a trader, some days you slip and take stupid trades, right? Nikola, huge explosion that day off that GM news that they invested in them, up about 50% here at the highest team. So, I personally ignored Nikola all day, right? 53%. And then I saw it flag here. All right, just pull this up. One more time. All right, guys, I saw Nikola flag here early in the day and then make a huge explosion. So I told myself, since I missed it and I missed this entire move and this dip buy, that I will look to play a high of daybreak off this little flag. Where this was stupid, team, is I made a few mistakes. One, I have no business chasing a name that's up 50%. Realistically, you have to ask yourself, how much can something go up after 50%? Right? It was a dream, it was a wish, hoping, it would just explode through there. Can it happen? Yes. But the probability, guys, of that happening was really, really slim. And honestly, it was just a bad trade on my end. It was an impulse trade. I actually took it, laying in bed playing Call of Duty. So again, stupid trade. We all take them, and you really want to limit these things, guys. It was out of complete boredom. Again, I was playing fucking Xbox, just trying to make some money. I bought at the highs, guys, for 5.3, and immediately, a few minutes later, took a nice little buck cut. Got smacked, as I deserve. A few lessons here, guys, are one, again, up 50%. IV in the contracts was like 200%. There's no way to get out of something with a small loss, guys, when IV is that high. So again, this was a stupid trade. I'm not proud of it, but I'm going to wear it on my sleeve and, share it as a lesson here. Don't chase trades like this, guys, right? It was very undisciplined. It was not even planned. I did not run it through my system. I was not trading a squeeze. It was way above ATR. Just literally the complete opposite of what you want to do, right? Google completely planned, had all the catalysts, amazing trade. Nikola, a stupid impulse trade, guys, that smacked me as I completely deserve, right? A nice fucking buck in 3 minutes. What a way to blow a few $100. The only pro on this trade, guys, that I'm proud of is I did not size up, right? I bought very little, took a nice little hit, and I'm moving on here. So that was my stupidest trade of the week, guys. And again, we all make them, just gotta limit these things. I should not have taken Nikola. I never trade Nikola. It's trash. Never mind trading it when it's up 50%, right? This is where the sheep get caught, right? It taps high and you get smashed. So on this day, guys, I'm not afraid to admit I was a little sheep, bought the highs, and immediately, literally immediately, as sheep deserve, right, ate these whole fucking candles. So that's my Nikola trade here, team. Really not much else to talk about. That was my worst trade of the week for really good reasons. So don't take impulse trades. Stick to plans that are planned, A+. Have your setups and your playbook that you run through the system. You combine with other variables such as a strong market, and you can see the difference in results. So those are my 2 trades, guys, I'd like to present. Any questions, team? I'll take that as a no. Rick, what's up, brother? And guys, feel free to turn your mics on and talk here.
Yeah, I'm gonna just give me 1 sec, yeah, and then I'll do my shit. If someone else wanna go first,
We're still on me, my guy.
sorry.
I said we're still on me. Hold up.
Oh, my bad.
Rick, did you get on, brother?
Yo. All right, I'm good now.
Hey, what's up, my man?
Hey, just a quick question on the trade Friday, Google. Did you do weeklies or week out expiration? Just curious.
I bought the weeklies.
Okay. All right.
So great question there, man. The reason I like the weeklies at the end of week for Google is because, one, it has such a big ATR that if it actually gets cooking, the risk reward's unreal. Right? Like I talked about, this was gonna be a grand slam if the market didn't roll over. Got filled at 2, and I honestly believe they could have gone to 10 plus, which would have given me, almost a 400% return.
Right.
Where next week's, can you still make money? Yes. It's just, the type of trade I wanted to take was that quick momentum break with the squeeze firing, trying to take advantage of, that 2 to 20, so to speak. So I played the weeklies for that, brother. And again, the 1600s because they were getting hit all week. All right, team, looks like no questions on my Google trade. So let me know in the chat, guys, or someone just, say it out loud who wants to go first. I will stop my screen here.
I got a quick question on your Nikola. Did you cut it after that first drop, or had you accepted 0 and just let it go?
Great question. So let me share my screen again. So for the Nikola, again, this guy's was a trade I was hoping to happen right away. I knew, I kind of knew what I was getting into, but I didn't really accept it. I didn't really expect to take a loss that big, that fast. So I literally, bro, bought this candle and then it immediately started to fail. And I was going to be patient on it, see if it bounced, shake out the weak hands. And then after this candle, it was my wake up call to be like, all right, Chandler, you shouldn't be in this fucking trade. So as soon as it bounced, I cut the loss and I avoided even more here. So no, I didn't accept 0 on those contracts. Again, I got them at 5:35, and literally 3 minutes later, we're just down a buck. So with the IV, man, I just had 0 intent of holding this. I realized my lesson. I shouldn't even be in it. So just a very quick cut. Took the lesson and moved the fuck on.
Yeah, no thanks. That's why I asked. I mean,
Right,
something
guys,
like that, I wouldn't expect you to accept 0 on, especially when it flips so fast.
Exactly, bro. Something like Google, I would have been okay giving more time if it didn't break out right away. But a trade like this, as soon as you're wrong, guys, once you've broken your rules, you need to get the fuck out. Because, if I held this consolidation hoping it would bounce back, Now I'm selling these things at, $2 from $5, just making my loss even bigger than it generally had to be. So again, when you break your rules, team, make sure you follow your rules and get the fuck out and survive. All right, Pendy, you wanna go, brother?
Yep, I can go.
Awesome. Let me know if you can just share your screen manually.
The screen. Here we go.
Awesome. Everyone can see Pendy's screen, right? Yes, sir.
All right. Sorry if it looks so busy, fellas. I like to make it complicated for myself. So, let's see. Wednesday, I rode the Google train with Chan and had a great day. So I think first I'm going to review my loser just for fun. So coming into Thursday, and let me turn off Ichimoku because it's a little big right there. So Wednesday, oh, damn it. There we go. So I rode the Google train Wednesday and made good money. So came into Thursday after Wednesday's rally thinking, okay, we hit bottom and we're going up. So in this first 2 bars on the 30 on SPX, and as Chan already kind of covered on ES, we couldn't break that 34.24. Kept hitting it and tapping and falling and tapping and trying again and broke it for a second. So right about there, I had loaded up a couple of calls. And so this is something that's bitten me a lot late. Well, in July, I did this a lot where it's starting to look good. So I go out and start shopping, and I get a call on Tesla, and I get a call on Roku, and I get, I'm making errors that I've done in the past. So in this, these first 2 candles, as we keep trying to break that 34.24, I load up a couple of calls, and then it starts to go against me. And oh, sorry, did someone ask something?
And I think you're good, brother.
Okay. And then it started to go against me, and I inevitably froze because once it hit and started to come back, I thought, okay, maybe that's it. When really I should have been reading what the market was telling me. We're going to retest this 5-minute cloud, and it's not clearing it. And at that point, I should have repositioned and started buying puts. But I was married to my calls. I was trying to force the trade, all the things that Chan tells us not to do, right? So unfortunately, I didn't reposition and get a put, even just to hedge, against my couple of failed calls already. I had a target on Amazon. I forget exactly what it was. I think it was like 33.50 or something. And at that bounce, it would have been a $300 put. And when it blasted down through it and further, that 300 went to 13,000.
Jesus Christ.
So, yeah. So I definitely was a little discouraged that I missed such an easy thing. It was a target I had up on my watch list. That's how I know it was $3 at that cloud bounce. Mm-hmm. It went to 13,000. So I cooled and reset myself and said, okay, you've made these mistakes before. You need to read what the market is telling you, and don't get married into trades, and be ready to reposition. So going into Friday, bit of the same. We started to have a nice rally, and somewhere around this dip, I did get like 1 call. Again, I wanted to be careful, right? The market has to prove itself. I think we even had some pre-market that was a little, oh, well, on ES. Yeah. Let's go over to Friday. Sorry. Where's 9:30? Yeah. So ES is making a nice rally. SPX had a little bounce and is making a nice rally. So I only got like one call knowing that we're going to be testing like this 5-minute cloud, knowing that we're going to be testing a pivot level coming up soon on ES. So I got one call early, but let's let the market prove itself before I get in anything else. It didn't, and it started to fail right at around 11. So I'm also watching Amazon, and oh yeah, one point I was going to make at least. I like to keep the 30-minute, 5-minute, and 1-minute up. The 30-minute just helps me get a full view of the day. And this should have been the clearest sign on Thursday that the whole first hour we're just stuck and can't get any higher.
Yeah.
So same thing on Friday. I like to keep 35 and 1. So Amazon. Amazon had a little fall and is fighting back to VWAP and fails it. Falls again, fighting back to VWAP and fails it. So it was either on this, yeah, I think it was this VWAP fail at 10:30-ish that I entered a trade. I had the 3100 as a target. It's something that we struggled at before. The 100 levels are psychological, plus the risk reward was good. I got in for 3.9. And let's see, here's 10:30. Where are you?
Do not share needles or pins. Don't reuse needles.
We can hear someone's TV there in the background.
Yeah, guys, please make sure you either mute yourself or.
So we fell, we hit the VWAP, extremes, and we bounced back up to VWAP. And this is about when I'm getting in because I want to see if we're going to be strong and rally for the day. I want to see us rip through the 1-minute cloud, rip through VWAP, and start a nice trend. We don't do that. We fail and we start grinding the cloud. And there's a little teeny bounce here. That's where I entered because we started to come up and get through the cloud and couldn't get back to VWAP and fall again. So that's where I entered. That was enough confirmation to me that we're not looking strong enough. And, I'm also watching SPX and ES around the same time, and it can't get through its cloud.
Love it.
And ES is 10:30 is trying to fight up and keeps getting rejected on its cloud. So I'm kind of stacking catalysts. I'm getting confirmation that the market is supporting my move. It doesn't seem any stronger than Amazon is. And as we know, Amazon is, the market. It's as big as it. So I had my 3100 put. I got as that started to gain value and get where we are. We failed this. We're looking weak, and there's a small rally here on SPX, and even on on Amazon. We're falling, and we try to start a little bit of a fight back. That's about the time I also flipped over to SPX and picked up the 3320s. I chose that because this is the 50 EMA line.
Shit.
So at this point, when I got those, crap, now I'm trying to remember what the price was. It wasn't much. It was only like 2 or 3 or 4. I like to stay in that range. So I picked up an SPX put to ride alongside my Amazon, because if Amazon's going to follow my theory, SPX is going to go with it. So I rode Amazon down, and on each little bounce, I like to try to gauge. I look at the price action, to see are we breaking through previous bars. Every bounce looked very weak and couldn't fight back off previous bars, so I kept holding.
Patience.
Yep. So I just I try to gauge every bounce to make sure, are we done? Should I get out now and take my profit, or there's another leg forming? And as you can see on Amazon, we make an H, it just keeps going on. We made an H up here. And then we passed my target, and I knew we'd have a struggle at 3,100, but again, I'm watching the price action and we're sideways and we're not going up. So I held, we did a hard drop through 3,100 and down to 30.86, 83 or something. I got out about 30.87, 30.90, somewhere around there. I was like, we passed my target, I'm looking good enough. I think holding it, I would have made like $1 or $2 more.
Yep.
I'm not going to be greedy, so we're hitting the VWAP called exhaustion band. So I was happy, got out, and it went 3.9 to 23.9. So
Let's go, brother. Awesome trade. Great patience.
yep. And the calls I bought back here and held were worthless, but I accepted 0 on them, and I said I'm going to find a better trade tomorrow that's going to offset all that. It did. Had a great week.
Good for you, man. Way to hedge. And what I also like about this trade is taking that, which as you know is a playbook for me, that initial drop, and then we work back to cloud, and you can pull more information for that second leg, which can often be a good entry like you took on Amazon.
Yeah, yes, sir. I love to wait for the retests. I hate getting in during a drop or during a rally. So, I saw us drop, saw us go test VWAP. Sometimes I like to even wait for a second test, but I'm glad I got in when I did because it was such a far away target that I think the cost was better.
These are 0 days, right?
Yeah.
Good shit, brother. Awesome trade.
And yeah, I played 0 days. I wasn't so worried about time on this one. So yeah, that's kind of the bulk of the week's work in a nutshell.
Good work, brother. Awesome shit.
Thank you. If anyone has any questions, feel free.
Ibra, you're free to unmute yourself, man. Everyone's able to unmute themselves.
Andy,
Yes, sir.
great trade by the way. But what are those yellow, red, green, blue candles?
It's from John Carter, Ebs. It's just
yeah.
showing you what the TTM color is.
Yeah, it just moves the TTM histogram colors up here in a way. They're slightly
Ooh.
And what are those red, yellow TTM waves anyways?
You mean down here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just the TTM Squeeze Pro histogram.
Yeah, like what does that showcase? Strength,
Momentum.
It's momentum. As they're red, it means we're continuing a downward momentum. A yellow is like a pullback. Red is continued, yellow pullback, and then when we're finally changed directions, they're all yellow.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's to gauge momentum. And frankly, I loaded up, I think one of the TTM, I loaded up the early and outs, and it might have been one that somebody shared, and it changed all the colors. I normally don't use this. It's just what was up.
Okay.
Normally, I'm using something else that I built.
Okay.
Pendy Laura has a few good questions in there, and guys, you should be able to unmute yourselves.
Well, there's the chat. There we go. Opening it somewhere else. There it is. Okay. Laura, did you cut your position each pullback, or did you hold your whole position till your
Price target.
price target? Oh, no, I held my whole position the whole way down on Amazon. Like I said, I tried to gauge every pullback, and I keep these different time frames up.
East.
So I'm watching the 5 and I'm watching the 1. And, even though each of these little pops might have looked a little stronger, I'm also looking over at the 5-minute to say, is it breaking? Let's see, what is this pop? 12:30. Yeah, here's 12:30. So while this might look like a hard pop in a reversive direction on a larger time frame, it's barely getting above where we were just 20 minutes ago. So I mean, this might have been a point where I would have been shaken out, but I just kept holding. I said we're only about 28, 25 points from my target. I'm also going to look over at the market at the same time. We're fighting a cloud and we only get about halfway. I always try to look for halfway points too. So we get about halfway and stall and start another drop. So I'm confident. I'm still confident that this is going the direction and hitting my target. So I didn't
Accept zero on these?
Yeah, I mean, it was just a $300 or $390 entry. So in a way, yeah, I did accept zero on it.
Love it.
And even when I got in off of this VWAP bounce, because I entered about 10:30, or that attempt to get to VWAP, you can see it actually made it through VWAP. So I had accepted zero. I was like, nah, it's got to really get through and break the highs of the day so far to truly change direction. And it failed. So, I wrote it from that 3170 all the way down to that 3128, we'll say, on this pop. So
Great
I'm
patience, bro. And that's
yeah,
the only way you can hit those trades where, if it's $3 on a 0 day and you're going to cut it at, $1.90, just don't take it. Cause
Right.
trust the thesis. I love what you did watching, multiple time frames, and you let it ride and it goes to fucking 30. That's a difference, team. So it's like, don't worry about that buck. Just accept zero, pull information, and boom, monster trade.
Right, exactly. Plus, I think, I also got a call on something else earlier. So, if it really went against me, I had a hedge to cover. But yeah, I was confident in it, and I really have improved trying to watch the price action, through what I've learned with Chan, that keep looking back at previous bars. If it's going to really truly change, it's got to start breaking key levels that failed already. So yeah, I held through my target, and each little pop to me wasn't strong enough. This was maybe the closest one that I started to get scared. But again, I checked the market and other things, and we're still going down. I think ADD was still going down at that point. Yeah,
Good shit,
1230.
man.
ADD just goes sideways, while this is a little pop. ADD is just sideways. So I do a lot of confirmation, and that's
As
why
you
I keep
should,
so much
brother.
ramp up. Yeah. So, any other questions?
Awesome, man. Thank you. Amazing review and great job adapting, hedging, patience, A++.
Thank you, guys.
Indeed.
Say what?
Good trade.
Oh, thank you.
And Pendy, one last thing. Did you lock that SPX? You
Oh,
didn't.
yeah. So I locked, sorry.
Don't worry.
I locked, let's see, SPX hit its low at 1330. Actually, like the same time Amazon hit their low. So yeah, when I locked my Amazon, and I'm watching SPX as well, I think I held just a teensy bit longer, just since Amazon was still dropping. So I might have really got out at the darn low on SPX, just because I had my Amazon as a gauge and I'd already cut that profit.
Let's go.
I
Awesome
was
work,
like,
Pendy.
I'll be a dick for a tick, just a little bit on this one.
All right, team. Who wants to go next?
Yeah, I mean, I'll go next, but I got my Discord on my Mac, so I can't show you the charts.
What do you mean Discord? What's that have to do with it?
I mean Discord, sorry, Zoom. Wait, actually, maybe I can download it on.
Want me to share my screen, bro, and you can talk it through?
Yeah. Oh.
All right, but before you start, I have one question for Pendy and you guys. as far as like trading zero days, is it me? But like when the trades start going your way and you're up, like usually those little pullbacks just like wipe every gain, and like even if it makes a leg down again, because theta is killing them. As soon as it, like, say for instance, I get in the trade, it makes the move, I'm up uh say $100, then it pulls back. Now I'm back down like 60, and then the stop moves way further. Like I'm being patient, I'm waiting for the next leg down. And the first move, I don't know if it was because of volatility, I was up like way more than the second leg down. Does that ever notice that?
Yeah, I
Absolutely,
got
man. Every little, every tick against you on 0 days can wipe premium. But what I found, if the move, continues to work, it'll catch up. Like they'll just explode because of the nature of 0 days.
yep.
So it can be, a rough emotional ride if you're staring at the premium, where it's often better to just kind of stare at the chart, where it's like, all right, I'm in here at a healthy price. If we actually make it here, no matter what, I'll probably be green.
Yep. And one point I'll make, staring at P&L will scare you out of trades, and
Especially on 0 days, man. Yep.
especially on 0 days. Yeah. So frankly, I was watching my charts, and I think I might have even collapsed my account numbers, just so I'm not watching P&L. I'm watching the drive. I'm watching the price action. Like I'll get out and I'll look at what the number is when I'm ready, and I think I didn't even notice it was up to 2,000.
Yeah, because the thing on 0 days, guys, is it can go down 60% on a pop and then up 200% when it flushes. So it's one of those things where, again, you truly just want to accept zero and trade the setup, not the P&L.
And Rick, another thing is you gotta keep in mind, right? 0 days, so those things are a ticking time bomb, and then if they pop, obviously you're far away from your target, and you got less time than before, so they're gonna get killed. But what you've seen with Pendy, like as soon as it keeps going down, it's getting closer to the target, so it's gonna hold its premium better, and they're gonna add premium if they really think it's gonna flush. And another thing is, you see on Pendy, like after he got in, and after about 15 minutes or less, that thing really started flushing hard. So in there, they're just exploding your premium to the downside. So
Okay.
it will catch up if you're not way too far from your target, and if it just flushes.
Exactly, especially a name like Amazon, where you're not buying it for 20 cents. You're in at a good price. So as long as Amazon's moving, the premium's gonna move in a drastic fashion, up or down.
Yeah, that's actually why I chose Amazon and SPX. It's a 0 day. If we're truly going to have a movement and a flush, those are going to be great risk reward, because Amazon, it moves like 100 some points. So if it's going to move down with the whole market a good amount, you can get pretty far out. It was up at 3180, 3170, and I got a 3100. Confident that it would make it through it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
On drop days, on Thursday, that was the best play, that 300 to 13,000. On drop days, Amazon is fun to play.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, Ibra, everyone see my screen?
Bro, I don't trade NKLA.
I know you don't. I'm waiting for you to lead the way, but you guys can see my screen, right?
Yeah, so can you pull up like Amazon and SPY or SPX? Do SPY, it's very easy. And it was this one was Thursday at just the opening drive.
What chart? Like 5 minute?
No, 1 minute.
You said Thursday?
Yep. I think that's it, yeah. So so I was waiting for it to, it gapped up a lot. It had this kind of news, which I think Ibra, Ibra. I'm reading what T says. No, I think people said it wasn't very bullish, but I didn't really think it was relevant. It was something about 217 with the fires. So it gapped up loads. You know, it was strong, but I was being cautious because Amazon's been, you know, doing the action it's been doing like a few weeks ago, but then fails. So market gapped up pretty much. A lot as well. One sec. Let me get my spy chart here. Just glitched out.
So this is Thursday as well. Yeah, we gapped up nicely.
Yeah, so we gapped up. So I was, first of all, you know, even if it's strong, I don't want to just get in. I wanted to, you know, pull back a bit. So that's initially, one sec. Yeah, there we go. So that's initially what the market did. It dropped a bit, not much. So, you know, I was being cautious with the entry. Then you see Amazon held 3,300 perfectly to the cent. And normally what it does is when it opens around this kind of ranges and it's weak, it will fail straight away for 3,300. It didn't, it held, popped back up, touched pre-market high. Then it dove again. And on the 332 candle, which might showcase the 333, yeah, that one, it broke, you know, VWAP with strength, and I got in around halfway. So my exit would have been this pre-market high. You know, if it failed, I would have gotten out, and he also had a key level 3315 above. So same with the market, it nearly dove to the pre-market. Oh no, actually that's from Friday. It let's see. Yeah, so you have this bottom VWAP band. It held it pretty good on the SPY, and then so my exit was just this pre-market high 3315, and then it just, you know, kept running runner. So at this point, I was seeing, you know, Amazon was pretty strong because ES only popped around 2 candles here, and then it just stalled, and Amazon kept going. So I was waiting for the market to break out. I believe it was in a 1 hour squeeze or
Yep.
30 minute
Same day
squeeze.
as my Google trade.
Yeah. So it was in a squeeze. We were waiting for that breakout. We were, I think, I don't have those levels because I adjust them every day, but I believe we had the pre-market high of the last day. I mean, the high of the last day, and we also had the pre-market high around here.
Yep, literally
So
a high yesterday.
yeah, so it kept failing, but Amazon was slowly pushing higher. So I stayed in the trade, and then let's see. So then, you know, it kept trying to push higher, but then failing. Market ended up, I think, a few times breaking that pre-market high, and it popped pretty quick back. ADD and tick wasn't looking too bad, so I stayed in the trade, and then we took this little dive. Let's see, that was around. What was this? 443, 448. Oh no, never mind. That's father. I got out before. So yeah, the market took a little dive, but Amazon really held up. So I was like, okay, it's gonna keep going. And then I saw on a few upticks on SPY that Amazon was getting weaker on the tape. So I decided on the next push up that SPY would make, I would get out, and I ended up getting out at 348 on that push up. I don't know if you guys
348. It's right here, brother.
yeah, no, that green one, that prior, yeah. Oh yeah, you guys have different time, my bad. So 9:48, right?
Yeah, right here. Good shit, brother.
So, you know, premium spike there, pretty nice. And let's see, I got in at this trade at 10:45, and I closed it at 15.10.
Let's go.
And yeah, no, the reason I got out is so at the start, as you can see, Amazon was just rallying with SPY not being that strong, and you can see it. And at this point here, just those few candles before, you was seeing that Amazon wasn't really popping anymore like it was doing before, even though SPY was having upticks. So I got cautious and I was thinking, you know, maybe it's again a 1 day rotation thing, and I hadn't been trading the last 2 3 days. So yeah, I saw the big drop, but I didn't really know how they were rotating anymore. So I decided to get out, and then shortly after, it just dove as soon as SPY, you know, made its move down. Let's see what time was that? 3:49, so 9:49. Yeah, you see, I think SPY rejected that prior day high again,
Yep.
and made its way down to pre-market low. I think I'm not sure, but so yeah, rejected pretty hard and then just flushed.
Good shit, man. Great trade. Watching the market. It's like the same trade on Google. You know, look good early, but the market telling us, hey, we can't fucking go any higher. Great cut here, homie. Awesome trade.
Okay, and then I'm gonna show you another one on Amazon. This one was on Thursday.
I'll just clear this up. Said Thursday.
Let's see.
Same day, right?
No, sorry, Friday.
Skirt.
All right, let me find this thing.
Oh my god, this is 1 minute cloud rejection. Fuck.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I do think I had the cloud up on my because I have this you know, my other screen. I have 5 and 15 minute. I did have the cloud up, so I don't know if I was watching that. I don't really remember that, but let's see.
Yeah, that huge drop at the beginning of the day was my first sign for a down day on Amazon.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so this was on at what? Oh yeah, of course. No, this was at so 2 hours before. So this was at 2:18.
2:18 my time.
Yeah. Let me find it.
Let's see. 2:18. 2:18.
Yeah, guys, and I had red trades, but I think showing you these ones is better because those red trades weren't really like, you know, there wasn't a really big plan behind them, and it were, you know, it was a few opening drive plays, so that was just based on the opening drive strength and the market. So there's not much, you know, to pick up from those trades.
You said 2:18, brother. So like right here.
1 sec. I'm trying to put it up as well.
Nice lower day rejection.
2:18. And of course, it's my time. It's 8:13. Heaven. Yeah. Okay. Come on. See if you got it. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. 1 sec.
2:18 my time.
Yeah.
Yep, right here, brother.
Just pop in. Your market closes at 4, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, I'm just popping up the overall market.
So we had this nice lower day. We kept rejecting it. Kept rejecting it.
See. Is it this? Yes. There you go. I think it should be here. It's like this Tasty work shows a different, their chart time is different. 8:18. Oh, there you go. No, I got it now. So yeah. Let me just take this off here. 8:18. All right, there we go. Yeah, so yeah, you know, I wipe most intraday levels, you know, for as soon as the day ends. So, but I think if I remember right, so you had SPY pushing. Let's see, I'll get a SPX up as well. Yeah, there you go.
2:18 right here. We were flushing like a motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. Here you go. Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I
So
need Friday. My bad.
so we were nearing the prior's low of day on on the market SPX, yes, SPY. And what I seen was just before this low of day on SPY, you had this level 333.29.08. So we were pushing, we were just chopping around this level, and we pushed to it. We broke it just a little bit, and then as soon as we broke it, the market, we broke it, and then it started slowly moving down. It came down, and I think, let's see, I was also watching the tape for Amazon the entire day. So if you were watching the tape, for the people that were, you could see Amazon was having like kind of its, at certain levels, being stronger. The bids would come in aggressive, and then below certain points it would just, they would get very weak. I think above 31.10 it would get stronger, and then below you just see like no soldiers on the bid. So saying, you see 131.07, 131.05, and the rest is all, below. So at that time, Amazon was being pretty weak. It didn't really pop much with the market. And the buying candles on Amazon weren't too big before this. They're pretty small. You had some above average. But then I got in at 2018. This whole trade was based on the tape, by the way, so it's a bit hard to explain here, and the rejection of the market. So I got in at, let's see, 18, so 30, I mean 218 for you guys at 4.04 a contract. And then so this was timed with the market. At the same time, it started rejecting that level that I had up. Let's see, I think there was another level as well. Yes.
What a flash.
You had also on the SPY, you had the low of the day, I think it is. Yeah, you had the low of day of Thursday around this level as well. So it started failing. I was a bit patient. I didn't get on the first candle down. It closed, I think, 3 times below it. Then I got in. And let's see, same with SPX. A key level I just had up as well. It failed it. So that's when I got in. The tape was just very weak. It was just stepping down. And I ended up getting out exactly at the bottom of this little move at 822. So that's 222.
Good shit, bro. What a flush. Did you see that, team? Right? Nailed this flush right towards the bottoms. Same time here. Market. All right, where are we? 218. Let's see. Yeah, market had kind of bottomed, but Amazon was making a nice little drop. So just a quick scalp here, Eubes, right?
Yeah. So also, if you see on the SPX and the SPY, so the SPX at this level, I had this level 33.29. It popped above, then straight away, no strong push through. It just started failing a bit, and then near it was the low of day as well above. It never got there. So that's showing you, pretty weak. So then I got in on Amazon because I already saw it was being weak. I think at the same time I was seeing other names not being very strong either, leading names. And then so Amazon wanted to drop out of itself. So as soon as the market starting its downtrend, Amazon, you just saw it. I think 20 points in 4 minutes straight down.
Yup. Love it.
Oh yeah, and also another thing is at this point here where I got in, you started to see tick as well going lower, while actually let me get tick. Let's see, where was tick here? Yeah, so tick was here. Yeah, so it was. You see on this first initial pop on the market, it was plus 600, plus yeah, on my chart, I know you guys have different take, but then it came back to even. So I wanted to see, is it gonna break below zero? And as soon as it broke below zero, that's when I got in. It ended up flushing to minus 600. And so let's see. Yeah, and on SPY the same. You had two key levels. You had the 332.95 and you had the 332.85. That was the prior low of day. So I didn't push through. It was weak. It was getting below. So all those things just helped more to get in. Same with ADD, was starting a little downtrend. It's just a quick play. It wasn't, it was end of day, so it's supposed to be a quick play. I think the trade took 4 minutes.
Fucking
And
nailed those 4 minutes, brother.
thanks. And then I got out at 9.75 from 4.04.
Good shit, brother. Awesome trade. Awesome trade.
And yeah, and most of this trade was just based on level two. And also another thing, for if you scalp Amazon, for anyone, you gotta, you see, on 0 days, they don't look, you'll see you'll see a uptick on Amazon, and then you'll see the premium going down when you're in calls, by example. But these candles on Amazon are like, I feel like they're 5, 6, 7 seconds behind what's happening on the tape. And you guys know market makers have level three, tape or whatever it is. They
Yep.
know everything that's happening. That's how they move their prices. So the least you can do is watch level two. And that's also why I think I nailed that, getting out price, because you had this 4 minutes of drop and then it popped. But on the chart, I think it showcased, you see these green candles, but on the tape you could see the change in how the bids were reacting just before this candle even formed, because as I said, it's delayed. So that's something you want to watch as well.
Awesome, brother. Great review and great tape rating. That's amazing tape rating skills, especially on a bigger name. Great trade. All right, T, I know you want to go to the gym, brother. You wanna hop on the mic? I'll share my screen. Let me know what's needed.
He,
Eves, you beast. Awesome trade there, brother. Any questions, guys, for Ibra? Letting Taylor set up here. He's picking up Coco's shit.
yeah, Ibra.
Yeah.
Why were you watching Amazon? I remember listening to, I think Thursday, Friday, you were just kind of tuned into Amazon, you know?
Me. So first of all, Thursday, it picked up my attention, the pre-market, right? It was strong pre-market, and I like the things I've seen pre-market. Like, I watch it from nearly when pre-market opens
Okay.
till the real market opens. So I liked it. So I had my focus on Amazon, Google, and uh, I don't remember what else, but those were the main. And I
That,
think Zoom failed pretty quickly. So I just watching Amazon, and I liked what it was doing. And after, Thursday, after that initial pop, it took my attention. I'll keep watching it because it's kind of not the market, but it's kind of the market. So I keep
right,
watching it. But after that trade, my attention was gone. And then on Friday, once the market's weak and you see Amazon weak, you can see this pretty easy. That I wanna give it attention, because if Amazon is weak out of itself and you get a market flush, you just know Amazon's gonna, it's just gonna
Tank.
dive. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, you've
absolutely.
seen it on those tanky days. It was down 250 points and stuff. So
Plus, if you guys have never done it, you should look at Market Watch just to see the size of you should always watch Amazon, Apple, because
Yeah, Microsoft, etc.
the
yeah,
leader.
that's the
All right,
leaders. Yeah.
all right, team. We're gonna shift attention here to Taylor. Netflix chart. Need a daily with 21 and 8 EMA. And Nick, get ready, brother. You're after this, my friend.
Retweet.
Hey guys, so much for that 9/11 buy up, right?
I guess. All right, T. There you are, brother.
You gotta unmute him, Chan.
You should be able to unmute yourself now, T.
All right, perfect. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm walking to my car right now. Give me 10 seconds. But to give you guys like a reference of what I was focusing on this week, I was kind of like, I was playing a lot of the bounce with you guys, like lower time frame squeezes and shit up until Thursday. But I was really just like mindful of the fact that on Thursday, you know, everything was opening up either just under, right at, or just above the 21.
Mm.
So pretty much I was just looking for that like reversion to the mean pullback back up to the 21. And then I was looking for everything to get stuff from there. So Thursday morning, everything kind of opens up near the 21. The Qs make a push like right to it. And then pretty much at the same time, like ADD begins to drop, volatility begins to spike. So that was my confirmation to play all the different Netflix squeezes to the downside. I think there was like a 4 hour, a 2 hour, a 1 hour. It was squeezing all over the place. But pretty much once the Qs like failed at the 21 and the whole, you know, the whole board kind of rolled over, I did a call credit spread on Netflix up at 520. And the mindset with the 520s was that I think, let me see, Chin.
Nice.
Yeah, so the 21's at what? Yeah, there we go. So my whole mindset was like, market's getting rejected here. Everything's dumping. Netflix has all these lower time frame squeezes. They're all leaning to the downside. So I sold the calls up at 520. Basically, is like that's my line in the sand. Like if things are going to be weak here, and if Netflix is going to go down there and test like that support down at like 4, yeah, shouldn't get back above the 21 and start closing above it. So 520 gave me like more cushion, and that was the mindset on that one. That was the only kind of big trade of the week. The rest of them were only just like couple like hourly squeezes on Monday, Tuesday, just kind of playing that momentum to the upside. But then once we got stuffed, that's the pitch I was waiting for, and then I put that call spread on. That was pretty much that.
Hey, T, did you play the news on Netflix or it just worked out that way?
So I put the position on Thursday, bro, and then I think that news came out Thursday night.
At open T or, you know, in the morning?
My Netflix entry on Thursday was taken around, I think, 11 or 11:30.
Awesome. You said Thursday around 11, 11:30. So right as, you know, kind of started to show signs of rolling over here.
Yeah, I tried to sell the calls like before all the squeezes started to fire. Like that way I could have some quick premium coming in.
Love it, bro. And as you can see, guys, we had a nice little 15-minute squeeze here that released. We had I believe Thursday, yeah, we had this hourly squeeze starting to release.
Now Thursday, the trade was off to like a super good start.
Oh yeah, 30-minute
then-
squeeze.
But then MOC came in and everything just like started to rip into the end of day. But like that, the credit spread was nice because I didn't really give a fuck that it bounced.
Right.
Where if I had bought in puts on that nice flush, it's like you go up nice and then all of a sudden all that profits, like Rick said, gets sucked right out. So the call spread felt like the right move in that one. Because I'm not so much convinced the market's gonna like dump from here.
Just not go higher is what you needed, and obviously caught, you know, a nice drop.
Right, and if we get a couple days of chop, Monday, Tuesday, like I'm all set on that trade.
So you're still in it.
Yeah, I'm still in it. I got my orders set to get me out at like 70, 80% of max profit. And then that's about.
Good shit, brother. Awesome trade. Waiting for your pitch, waiting for that, you know, fill at the mean, and boom, boom, boom.
Thank
Like
you.
where the market is at right now. I feel like if you guys look at ES, I mean, this is just me, like, you know, trying to analyze, and I can always be wrong, but we're at pre-COVID sell-off level, and we're under the 50, and anything, I think, if like some negative news, it could just trigger like a sell-off again, you know, because we're at that level on the daily.
For sure. We'll see. We'll see. We'll talk about that in prepperoni. That it, brother? T?
Yeah, I think T cut off just when he like finished.
All right. Looks well. That's his trade, guys. Just a nice, you know, sell the 520s, that mean reversion, and boom, boom, boom. All right, guys, let's keep moving here. We'll do one or two more. Nick, you want to share your screen, brother? I will.
Yeah, dude.
I'll
Let me
stop.
get this set up.
All right, whenever you're ready, guys, Nick is taking the floor.
All right, 1 second, guys. My bad.
There you go.
All right. I'm gonna try to get through this. I'm running on an energy drink and no food, so let's see. So share my screen here. All right, can everyone see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right, sweet. So I'm looking, so I played Microsoft. This week I played Microsoft, AMD, and Google. And, you know, Chandler went over Google. But Microsoft, this is Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. So right here, I got in right around 208. And something that I've been trying to at least have the mindset on is to try to, like all the stocks, at least that I watch and we all watch, I try to throw them through, you know, everything that, you know, Chandler and you know, Taylor taught us, you know, the moving averages, Ichimoku Cloud, you know, POC, the chain. I feel like I've gotten a lot of value just from watching the chain from this week and next week. You know, but just looking at the cloud here, I got in at 208, and before this, last week, I've really got a good understanding of, I feel like once you watch a name, you get a little better of supply and demand, just how these levels act. And I got in right at 208 here. There was also, you know, talking about the squeezes, there was a 5 minute, you know, that just went ahead and fired right
Nice.
before open here. And with 208 and VWAP, I entered, I think it was about 3 strong. So I got 215. I got the 215s over here, and I also got a 212 once we broke this area right here.
Good
So,
shit.
and I also hedged with a 205. So once we broke here and once we had this squeeze, and like Taylor was saying, it seemed like all the moving averages, like the 15, the 21, after falling so much, I was also looking for that bounce. And with looking at news, I know there was, you know, the whole TikTok thing that everyone loves so much. And then, you know, we have, you know, the Xbox that was coming out here, and then also that $10 billion deal with the government contract. So, you know, and the chain was getting hit pretty nicely. So I got in here and I ended up scaling out. This was my first take profit. I got rid of one here.
Can you
I
zoom
got
in on
rid
that
of-
day, brother?
Oh, my bad, dude. Yeah, of course.
Awesome. Here we go. Oh, almost
Oh.
there. There we go.
But yeah, so I got in here and I got my put as we were coming down. So I'm just accepting 0 on that, you know, hedge, of course, you know, so we ended up getting through here, took profit on one of them, you know, kind of consolidated a little bit as we broke to 212, which from playing it beforehand from, you know, the previous week, 212 all the way up to 230, 212 before it, you know, started breaking out to that point was a very heavily, you know, as far as resistance goes, it was very clear, you know, so that was something that I kept in mind just from playing it before. So I like that entry with the 5 minute, and there was a 15-minute squeeze that also fired right at open.
Good shit.
And on the pro, there was an hourly. I don't have the pro actually on right now, but there was an hourly squeeze as well. And with the market was also, you know, going alongside of it, you know, so this was one of my trades. I did want to hold till 215, which I did not, you know, after this, if I can bring up the cloud, let me bring up the cloud because my bad, guys. But yeah, so we have the 15-minute cloud with that 15-minute squeeze. So I seen this as support. So if we were to fail below this, you know, I already had my 205. So I was pretty patient. I like the ratio that I had. So we had this right here, and then I believe there was a 30-minute squeeze. I mean, sorry, not squeeze, but cloud that was in play. So
Let's
once
go.
we broke through this and I got to that 212 area, which was my first, you know, legitimate target. Once we fell through, you know, I ended up taking profit. So I decided to clear out and not, you know, hold. But so I didn't keep it till the 215, but I was happy with the profit that I took. And I had that 205. So as we, you know, kind of the next day, we kind of, started falling down here, I ended up taking profit on that 205 down around this area right here.
Good shit, bro. Green on both.
Yes, yep. And then you can see down here too, of course, the squeeze on the 30-minute firing down. So I could have held it, but I was just happy that my hedge ended up turning out to be profitable. I was like, hell yeah, let's go.
Double dip, baby.
Yeah. So that was my trade on Microsoft. POC was also above. I think it didn't move down. It was at 226. So with that up there as well, and with us falling down as much with those looming, news catalysts, I was pretty confident with Microsoft. Plus, I spent a lot of time, trying to, really get a good sense of this week's and the following on the chain. So it looked pretty solid. So I like the trade. But one of the trades that I didn't like, and it's one of your favorites, bro, Google.
Oh no.
So yeah, man, I ended up hitting it. I talked to you about it when I was over here today. Yeah, so I went in 3 strong of the 1600s, which had pretty solid volume. We had the squeezes, and I got in. I got 2 around, was it 275? I bought each of them, about 275 each. And then it fell below VWAP. I got it around 225. So once we broke above, we started ripping. My overall goal was to get to 580, and those squeezes hadn't fired yet. So I got in around 1557. That was my entry with VWAP. So as I got in, I locked all 3 of them at the top of this cloud once we failed. And then once we came back down, let me go to a shorter time frame. This is not it. Here we go. But yeah, so as we, came back up, I'm sorry. So once we came over here, that 1557, I got in, I locked all the way up here. And once we came back up, because the squeezes didn't fire yet, I ended up making the mistake of chasing this. I wanted that hourly squeeze to fire, and I believe it was a 4-hour squeeze if I'm correct. I can't quite remember, but so I got all my position, and so I got a 1600 again, so I paid up, and then we just started falling. And I use Active Trader, and not to make excuses, but sometimes it glitches. Yeah. So I had a hedge of 1537, because of the hourly squeeze. Oh, you know what? My bad.
Do you usually play with edges?
What'd you say?
Do you just this is your second play, and you mentioned edge. Do you edge when you enter a trade?
Hedge. You said hedge, or you said hedge, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I do. So I got it. I went in with 3, and then if we were to, once we broke above here, I hedged just in case, and I kind of just accepted 0. So I knew that on the hourly, 1537, I thought, be wrong here though. Was it right here? Yeah. So once we started fading down, I unfortunately I got rid of my hedge, which I know you're not supposed to do, but I wanted to save that $100 because I did have faith in that 1580 move, kind of move. So that was my mistake. But yeah, I had 3 going in. I locked them all. Then I bought another call because I thought I was, confident in that 1580 move, which didn't end up happening. We ended up selling off, and I ended up getting stuck holding it. So
it's a good lesson, man. And like I shared with you, it's probably a better strategy to leave one instead of cutting and then adding at the highs.
For sure.
Right? Because you got a good fill, and as we know, you buy something at the high of premium, you need it to work right away, or a little pullback, you eat it.
Yeah.
That used to happen to me a lot. Like, I'll be up and I'm like, yo, scale in, and then I'll scale in at the high, and then like a little pullback would eat all my profits that I made prior. So
yeah, man, and
sure.
that's a great lesson, Nick, and thanks for being transparent with that, because we've all been there, team. You hit it, and you add, and the ad takes away everything. So what I found is, going in with your core and then just managing from there. I personally don't like to add. when I'm already in it. Unless it goes lower, because when you add at the highs, you're susceptible to taking that hit.
Yeah,
Where if you
definitely.
just held one of them, you probably would have cut it for even, as opposed to adding and then taking an L.
Yeah, and the worst part of it all is like that wasn't a part of the plan either. Like, like
Yep.
the whole strategy and all of the scenarios played out beforehand. I planned to scale out, and then once I was done, I was done. But I got a little greedy.
Yeah,
Definitely
I
played
get
a
it, bro.
role, and I
'Cause
added, and look what happened.
Nick,
I saw the squeeze too. It's like they were so close to firing. It had that
Oh,
extra push, but as we know, the market could not break that key level. Awesome
yes.
review, brother. Awesome review.
yo, quick thing, Nick.
Yeah.
So I've noticed like you hedge a lot, in the same thing you're playing to the long and downside. But, like Google was one of the more resilient ones on Friday, or was this a Thursday? Thursday,
Thursday,
right?
yeah.
Thursday. Yep.
Yeah, Thursday. She was one of the stronger ones. Do you never think like, okay, I'm looking at maybe 10 stocks. This is the weakest. This is the strongest. And then you're like, okay, Google, I'm playing to the upside. And then if you want to hedge, you go and choose out the one that's the weakest, because the only reason Google would come down is if the market was starting to head down. Maybe I'm not saying do it, just a thought, and maybe you have something to say about it, but wouldn't it be like sometime
Eber breakup, guys, or
so
just
that a hedge works quicker and
I'm
sorry?
listening, bro.
Broke up slightly.
Oh, no. So I was saying, so wouldn't it be smarter sometimes to search for a hedge in the names that are weaker so they start working quicker and with more probability once the market starts heading down?
Yeah, I think it's a good point. Myself personally, I think it's with Google and just the account that I have. I feel comfortable just in case it were to fall. I like my hedge is more so like just to make sure that if it were to fall down, I can kind of manage. But
Yeah.
if it goes to zero, it does. If the move coming out of a squeeze, like if everything that I throw this stock through and it shows a ton of opportunity, I'm expecting a good sized move. So if I do hedge, I'm kind of just accepting zero with that, and it doesn't matter so much to me, but I do get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, we've had that conversation, Nick, where if it's a bullish setup, you simply just play bullish, and then if needed, you go and find a proper
Right.
risk reward hedge instead of just like, all right, I'll slap a put on the same name.
Right.
So it's,
right.
it's
Yeah,
definitely something to
definitely.
play with and kind of see where you have the most success. But I love this trade. I love what you were thinking, and great management. Even though it's you took an L, I think it was a great trade.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Of course.
I was going to say one thing on that line. Could you go back to your Microsoft play?
Yeah, for sure.
Man, I love this shit. Hope you guys are enjoying this.
Just
because I noticed something, and I don't want it to sound like a critique, but I thought I'd just.
No, not at all, man. Love to hear it. Sure.
Since we were talking about the hedge, and I think it was on your 5. Well, okay, yeah, no, it was on your 5 or your 15 minute. Yeah. There we go. So I think you said like you got your hedge kind of as it was starting to fall back.
So yeah, through VWAP, once it broke this 208 level, and as we rocked up, we started moving forward. As we fell down through VWAP, I got the 205 right here, and I kind of accepted zero there.
Right. Just one thing I was going to say, and this is just because it's sometimes what I do with my hedges. When we're approaching a level I know we're going to resist, and I feel like I want to get a hedge, sometimes I get it at that level when I know we're going to bounce and have a pullback, instead of during the pullback, just because it helps on the premium on the hedge just a little.
I get what you're saying. Like at that key level, it's either going to break or fail. So instead of waiting for it to fail, then grabbing the hedge, you mean just grab it there?
Right. Like it's a key level, and there's a potential for a pullback, and
Yep.
you're going to gauge the pullback. But as we approach that level, and I'm already looking green, sometimes I like to get my hedge like right when we tap it, just because the premium's going, down.
For sure, dude. Better probability.
I like
Right.
that, Pendy. Good point. That's the thing, guys. At a key level, it's either going to break or fail. So whether you're bullish or bearish, the best place to get any entry is going to be at the key level because you can expect to move either way.
Definitely.
All right. And any other questions for Nick? Thank you, brother. This was a great trade breakdown. Appreciate you hopping in here.
Sure. Thanks, guys.
Of course. All right, brother. Just end your screen.
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
And we'll do one more team. So let's see who we got in here. Who wants to step up? Just type in the chat and we'll do one more here.
Oh, all these people sleeping or something. One sec.
I don't know. I don't care. We got 11 savages in here.
I'm savages. Hey, well, I got a trade that I messed up on. It's if we could just go through it real quick, and I see I see what I did wrong here.
Perfect, bro. Can you share your screen or?
All right, so 1 minute. Share my screen. How do I do this, guys? I'm sorry, I'm never shared my screen.
If you're on a desktop, bro, it should just be on like the bottom option.
Okay. Oh, not me.
Hey,
Well,
Azric the ruler.
yeah. Oh, share screen. All right, got it. No. I think or swim. All right, sure. Let me know you guys seeing my screen.
Joint in mouth. Got the coffee. Here it is.
Yeah. All right, guys. So this is NVIDIA Friday, and honestly, I was trying to just play momentum, and in a 5 minute, you see, I know what I did wrong because if I go back, you see the market sold off. I think Thursday, and then we gapped up Friday here. I was trying to play the momentum, and out the gate, I mean, we discussed the whole like, yo, market never sold off on 9/11, and for some reason I'm just open-minded to like, all right, well, we see the back test, and like the shit probably is real, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm getting 3 NVIDIA, out the gate because it gapped up. It's over this white line right here is over the 21. It's the meme. So I'm like, all right, so we found direction now. You know what I'm saying? So on the 1 minute, I'm like, all right, let me hop in. I didn't have any much plans for this. No squeeze. It wasn't really one of my go-tos, but I figure I'll share it just because not every trade is perfect. But this is why you don't chase, because it broke over the 1 minute cloud, and I'm like, all right, like we're over, VWAP, and I think I got in freaking here, guys, and the ship pulled back in cloud, and like, yeah, I just got crushed on my Nvidia, and this was at 9:31. I got in, and I just like rushed this trade and freaking just like, since it was Friday, everything, I got crushed on my premium. So yeah, that was my NVIDIA trade, guys. No thought to it, anything, just like, oh, it's over the cloud, it's over the 5 minute cloud, I could go long here.
A little impulse.
Yeah. And yep, broke out and failed on this candle right here. If I would have waited and watched for the test of the pre-market low right here, I could have just bought and played it here to the pre-market high. But yeah, I just force traded there, and I lost on that. But that's it.
Hey, good lesson, man, right? Anytime we take trades that don't have, a concrete plan and other catalysts, it's, 50-50 chance realistically.
Right, right. Yeah. And for some reason I don't like trading on Fridays, but I don't know. I thought, we would rally after this gap up. But you know what I did wrong too? Look to the left, I have ad, and I
Yep.
saw ad selling the frick off. I'm like, should I
Right,
be
it open.
yeah, should I be going long here? And I'm like, that's the first red flag, and I'm like, yo, should I just go light or go like size up? And I went in like 3 and yeah, got crushed. But hey, we live, we learn, we move. My rule is to wait until the first 5 minutes, but yeah, I hopped in right away and got burned back.
Yeah, bro. Rule of thumb, especially on Fridays, is never enter right away. Never.
Right. And seeing ad dump through the gate at in the beginning, like I should have just like chill, waited, because it came back and test the 21 right here, and then it popped a bit, but the entire market was Friday, and then like we lost it. All right, well that's my trade, guys, and yeah,
Awesome, brother. I appreciate the transparency. We can't win them all,
right.
but so what'd you learn most from that trade?
I've learned like it's best to probably wait. Like in the heat of the moment. I think for me, honestly, I'll like when I'm like live trading, and everybody's like, "Oh, I'm hitting." I'm like, "Oh shit, maybe
Yep.
it's my time." I hop in, but realistically, I should have just like, I saw that it broke the cloud on the 1 minute, but it got rejected on the 5. And if I would have just waited even 5 minutes, that one I could have avoided that and maybe bought the dip better. I
Yep.
could get a better entry on it.
A little patience goes a long way, brother. Awesome, awesome
And,
review. Good lesson.
Yo,
Ibra, you
quick
should.
thing. Sorry, what you
I was
wanna
gonna
say?
say you should be unmuted. You're good.
Oh yeah, thanks. No, I was gonna say on Nvidia, like a while ago, she used to do this gap thing, open. She used to be strong and just continue to rally, right?
Right.
But right now, like I've been noticing, she just gaps up, and then she does this bullshit, where she pops and then just, does a big mess. So you also wanna maybe watch how she's been reacting previously to those gap ups. I know every day is different, but then that could have gave you a bit of a gauge of maybe stay more patient till she really gives you the confirmation, because Nvidia, when she goes, she goes.
Yeah.
So if you miss that 1.5 point move on the stock, it's like T always says, not going to change your life.
Another thing I want to throw in here is keep in mind, guys, right? That day, we were already under all of liquidity. We were under point of control and we were under both moving averages. So technically, we're bearish. So to take any upside trade is kind of counter trending. And so when you're going to counter trend, you need to be more patient and, stack more catalysts, right? Because things can pop. But again, big picture, we're technically should fall. So, I'll share my screen real quick here. You guys see my screen?
Yep.
Right? We had stuff liquidity that prior day and fell. And that morning, we couldn't even get going, bro. So we were below everything that should tell you to go long. And again, we got that drop. So just make sure you're always trading with the overall market, right? Because if you take a call while we're technically bearish, it's susceptible to roll over. And, that's exactly right what NVIDIA did. And a rule of thumb, bro, is if they can't even break pre-market high, I wouldn't go long.
Right.
Unless you're, buying a quick dip. But as you can see, it couldn't break and then just completely failed.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I was gonna say, did you cut it immediately, or when it went against you?
Oh yeah, so I cut it. So I think because I have it here, I bought at 295 and I sold at like 150. So I took a loss, like a 300 loss on that or something like that. But
Right.
50. So yeah, but like I said, that was just I mean, and you know, you can't. This is something I have to work on, like emotions too, because like a part of me was like, yo, that 9/11 shit stuck in my head. Like, you know, I'm thinking, yeah, this
I
it's
regret saying that.
back at 21. It's, you know, like it was off Pac. Pac was the 493 right there. So I'm thinking, yo, maybe we can, you know, like get a little pop here, you know. But yeah, I mean, I cut it. I didn't like got crushed. It didn't really change my life, but still, you know,
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
I think it was a great cut, and I think there's some great lessons to learn in it, especially, you know, the bigger one being don't counter trend. You know, NVIDIA is at the 21, which you can see a lot of chop like it did. And again, just to, you know, really let it prove itself going against a trend, at least break pre-market high.
right.
Yeah, that's why I ask. I mean, now that we're in a bear market, from what I'm noticing, you know, if you guys remember when we were in a bull market right before, it would pop right at open.
Right.
But
Yeah, the
now,
old gap
now,
and goes.
yeah, but now that we're in a bear market, it tends to chop for like the first hour. So hindsight 2020, but if you held it, you know, there's an oscillation that seems to be happening where we go up and tap, we go down and tap, we go up and tap, you know.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
so
And
Awesome
also,
review,
definitely
brother.
patience.
you know, just quick last thing. It's pretty obvious, but you know, it gapped up right on a Friday. IVs spiked. So on the first, you know, if you don't get that push on the opening drive and the dip, like you just said, it went from like 3 to 1.5 pretty quick, right?
right.
Yep.
In 1 minute.
Exactly. That's another thing as well.
Yeah, bro, good lesson. And, you know, a few good lessons here for everyone. You know, don't counter trend. Be patient on Fridays. You know, one, don't just take, you know, a trade because it looks good. Make sure, you know, you're either playing a squeeze and you're playing with the market. But a lot of great lessons there, Rick.
Thank you, thank you. I'm happy you point out because this is something I never thought of, and it's so simple. Like, oh yeah, we're in a bear fucking market. Like ES is under its major level, and I'm trying to counter trend. You know, I guess I should focus more on ES and where the 21 is versus the stock itself.
Everything starts with the market, right? No matter what. So again, anytime we're below this, guys, we need to lean towards the bearish. Can we run back to it like we did on Wednesday? Yes. But like we saw on Thursday with Google trade, you know, we needed to break and we didn't. So you got to keep that tight. We're playing with fire. When we're way below them here on Friday, you just really want to wait to go long.
Oh, it makes sense.
Awesome, brother. Thank you for sharing that. Appreciate it. All right, guys, let's do one more here. Who wants to step up? We got a boss, we got AD, we got Miss Laura, Quinto. First come, first serve. Let's see it. We'll do one more here. Miss Laura.
Yeah, he was like, I joined in.
Laura.
Someone let me know, team. Yeah, we're gonna do Laura.
Oh, we're picking.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick. I want her out of her comfort zone. Come on, Miss Laura. Hop on that mic, girl. Share that screen.
Laura left the Zoom.
Oh shit, CL's here. Let's go. Come on, Queen. You should have prepared. Next weekend? All right. I'm not happy, but I'll let you slide. All right. Who's stepping up here? Let's go. One more.
First.
CL, you beast. And yeah, guys, we're gonna do these a lot, so everyone is gonna have a chance to speak.
And I guess like we can, if anyone have questions after we review, can we just like go over like the, you know, questions, whatever? That would be cool.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. All right, come on, team. Anybody? AD, thank you, brother. Share your screen when you're ready, homie. Adrian the Savage.
Hey guys, I have a study that's really cool. I should share it. It maps like pre-market high and lows. You know, um, that's helpful for me versus going in and putting it myself. So anybody interested with that?
Thanks, homie.
Yo, this September has been rough. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like, you know, you gotta be more patient here.
Oh yeah, we're in different territory.
Do you guys hear me?
Yes, sir. There he is.
Okay. 1 second. Let me see.
I see Chris just joined yesterday, but played Uber 4-hour and a small squeeze based on a huge ballot coming up. They poured 180 million to the campaign, so investors very optimistic. Not in spies, they did their own thing. Good shit, man.
Fucking shit.
And again, guys, whether you get to share your review or not, I do want us to just continue to post reviews in the report card section. AD, you good, bro?
Yeah, I had to change some settings.
All right, you good. Whenever you're ready.
Let's see. You guys see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I traded AMD on Friday, just a small trade. Let me put up the So I was looking at the hourly squeeze on AMD. Let me see, Friday. Actually, I think it was 4-hour. Yeah, so 4-hour, I was looking for this to fire. My key levels. My main key level was this 77.5 right here. But I was also looking to play right off this this mid level right here, which was the previous day's low. So right off the open, we were pretty weak. You know, we sold off right here, came up, tried to test these levels right here, and the overall market. I was primarily focused on NQ because AMD's, you know, it's more tech heavy.
Mm-hmm.
So I was watching NQ with this trade, and NQ was, you know, it set a low, and then it was trending down, testing the previous low. Let's look at AMD. But anyways, so NQ was making it had set a low right off the first sell-off, and then it was coming down to retest, and AMD was looking weak to me. Same with the last couple of days. So what I was looking for was a break of this Thursday's low to play the squeeze for the 4-hour. I guess it was just a 4-hour.
I know she had a few squeezes.
2-hour was it? There you go. So yeah, so break of the Thursday's low, I got in, and then I had also taken what T had said from the previous night of us trading below the 21, that we can look to, instead of go long, we can look to short the pops, depending on obviously how strong the market is and what everything else is doing. So so we're kind of in range right here. I think what I did was I bought one contract right off the break, and then we kind of bounced, but I was focused on the setup. So I ended up adding a contract right here, and then I held, And then my main trigger was right here, but obviously I'd already built a position right here at 79-ish. So after we broke, I think I sold right here. Let me see if I could pull up my trade. Oh, fuck it, dude. I didn't really plan on sharing. I was just gonna listen in, but
No, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you.
So yeah, so we broke this level right here. You know, the overall market looked really weak to me. I ended up getting out of this trade at about 50%. Regardless, like the market and ADD, everything was confirming to the downside, but I wanted to just get a piece because honestly, the last few days, like I've said before, like I haven't really been trading too well. So I wanted to make like just a small good trade. And it turning out to be like 50%. It was actually, you know, the return on the capital was really good. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. NQ was confirming to the downside. AMD chips, we obviously had that looming news with China and the semiconductor industry. So that along with ADD, tick was failing to get stay above the zero line, and each time it would trend down, it would test that 600 level. So I ended up yeah, like I said, I got short right here off the break of 78.32 with a contract, and then I got another contract right here off the bounce, and then I held it through. I was planning on playing the 4-hour squeeze, which I'll probably look to play potentially Monday. It's also firing a daily squeeze off the pro first day, so we could see more downside. And then there's actually a gap fill right here.
Hey, let's go.
So, but yeah, my original plan was the 4-hour, but it didn't quite fire. And like I said, I just wanted to get my piece, so I took it off for about 50%, and that was it, really.
Awesome piece, bro. And I love that ad you took. Like instead of just cutting the trade, still look good, you know, short the pop, like you said, we're under liquidity, everything's weak. AMD's, you know, been failing the past few days. So that was a perfect ad. I love that.
Yeah, that's one thing I've really been working on, is trying to be patient with my entries. Because one thing, like what Rick did, I'll chase a move, and obviously you're not getting the best risk reward when you're chasing a move because the premium's already inflated.
Yep.
And then I also actually took what you said into consideration on this trade also, which was with the adding at the cloud and then shorting down. So let me see if you can see it. So it wasn't cloud necessarily, but it was VWAP. So I took, I waited, I'm going to start using VWAP as my entry points, and then, or for potential entry points. And then also, depending on the direction, take either side of the cloud, just to keep the risk reward a little better.
How's the 1 minute look here with the cloud? You just have to change it from today. There you go. Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah, there. So, yeah, man.
Awesome, brother.
Not too much detail, but I'll next time I'll put some more notes down and keep it a little more organized. But
no, I appreciate it, brother. Great trade. Thank you for hopping in and sharing this. Any questions for AD team?
No, good trade.
Hell yeah, brother. Great trade. I know you're just getting back, and that's a hell of a piece for getting back.
Yeah.
And AMD still looks weak. Like I was looking at SMX, and yeah, AMD is on the watch.
Oh yeah, things look very weak.
Couple different squeezes for tomorrow.
Like, is it me, or do we have a lot of squeezes, like, since we're using the Pro?
And we got many more, but we do have just generally a lot of squeezes right now because we're chopping around. But all right, team, this was our first live session together. I plan to do many, many more of these, sometimes after bell, at night, whatever we got to do, guys. But hope you found this valuable. thank you for the ones that did show up. I appreciate it. Other than that, guys, you know where to find me. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We will regroup tonight for nightly prep.
Sweet.
All right, family.
Yeah,
Love you
thanks,
guys.
guys.
Be safe.
Take it easy.
Later.